Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to go back to this Fast Company DVD of David Cronenberg's here. We're going to watch the one of the bonus features on here, which is a full-length movie. It's called Crimes of the Future, one of his early works. Let's watch. Here we get a little intro.
I am Adrian Tripod, the director of this place, the House of Skin. In a sense, my present incarnation was generated by the mad dermatologist Antoine Rouge.
Apparently all women have died off because of
many years ago and
cosmetic injuries.
Fantastic species of research. There was much opposition to the Rougian ascendancy in certain high places.
Here we find a guy who appears to be dead on the ground. Now, what's he doing to this guy? I think it's a little more than mourning.
It has been mandatory to cremate all those who have died from Rouge's malady. Although during the period of secretion and hemorrhage, the various pathological fluids are relatively harmless, my former colleague has somehow withdrawn. He himself has contracted a species of venereal disease from one of his patients. He was once a fierce sensualist, and a position as a therapist with the Oceanic Podiatry Group. They support their theoretical structure in part by a grossly distorted interpretation of the later evolutionary writings of Antoine Rouge. I am, thereby, to encourage patients to bear the burden of a suddenly alien gravity, to walk, for example, when they would prefer to revert to more primitive oceanic forms. I have achieved a sort of equilibrium in my anonymity here at Metaphysical Import-Export. It has been simple to remain aloof from the internal workings of this corporation because, as a minor intramural courier, I am not required to communicate with the many candidates for executive positions with whom I deal.
Here's a guy with what appears to be girls' socks and underwear.
When Antoine Rouge disappeared, soon after he had himself contracted the disease which bears his name, we believe that he had preferred to die alone. My former difficult patient now welcomes me with open arms.
I guess he's healed.
He no longer limps and claims that as a result of my abortive attempt at oceanic therapy, he feels he has come to terms with his mutant clones. He knows these provocative spheres as his aquaria and directs me to engage psychically any aquarium for which I feel empathy. I cannot deny my attraction to certain of these perverse, multidimensional images. Accepted by the board of directors of the Gynecological Research Foundation,
Adrian.
The liaison officer complains that his feet and legs are most unpredictable. He is afraid that they will give out on him entirely someday without warning, and so when he is alone, he does not walk.
So this guy has a big gun here. I guess that's shooting it. Which leads us to this little girl, 5-year-old girl.
In those last years in exile, Adrian Tripod secures temporary accommodations for himself and his fellow subversives. Without Johnkin's guidance,
Apparently the plan is to impregnate this 5-year-old girl.
we have agreed among ourselves that there must be no delay in attempting to impregnate our strange, unfathomable captive.
So Adrian enters. Kind of a uncomfortable scene.
Senses the presence of Antoine Rouge.
And the movie kind of ends before anything happens. So I guess we'll never know what exactly took place. Okay, let's talk about this movie, Crimes of the Future. Like the other experimental film that I reviewed a few weeks back, Stereo, this is very similar. It was filmed with no dialogue, at least no spoken dialogue. It's all narration. And it was filmed up in, I think it's called Scarborough College, which I think is in Ontario, Canada. I believe that's where Cronenberg was going to school. I believe that's why he had access to these places. Looks like it was filmed in the winter time, and because I saw sometimes we saw their breath. We also saw some snow. Plus, there was no students around, which would make it easier. It's probably filmed on the Christmas break. So, anyway, to the movie itself, very similar to Stereo, in my opinion. I don't freaking get it. I just don't understand this movie. There's just not a lot going on. Maybe I just don't get it, and I'm not some super Cronenberg fan who might be offended by listening to me talk about this movie, but I don't get it. I was bored. I was bored, to be honest with you. It was hard to follow. I guess we got some utopian society in the future where all the women have died out from something called Rouge's disease or something like that. Something to do with cosmetology that caused all these women to die off. And we're left with some weird guys, including this guy walking around. His name is Tripod, I guess. And I don't know, if you lick this ooze that comes off of people, I don't know what happens if you do that, but you do that. Everybody seems to want to do that. And then it ends horribly with a 5-year-old girl who, for some reason, they think if they impregnate this 5-year-old girl, they can repopulate the species. I guess I shouldn't say all women are killed in this movie. It's only those who are over a pubescent age. So all younger girls, particularly 5-year-olds, are still alive. And can you even impregnate a 5-year-old girl? I don't think you can, but maybe in this society you can. I don't know. It is distasteful. Not that I have anything wrong against distasteful things, but yeah. Again, overall though, I just don't understand these movies. These two movies. I did watch them. I got through them. This is only like an hour and 2 minutes long, so you can get through it pretty quickly. I just was like, ugh, will this end already? I couldn't follow it. Again, I apologize to all David Cronenberg fans. I'm sure maybe I'm just not intellectual enough to know and understand this stuff, but I don't get it, and I don't have an appreciation for it. I do like David Cronenberg. I like him a lot. In fact, I reviewed several of his movies, his horror and sci-fi stuff, and I like them. They're a little dreamy sometimes, a little weird, and that's cool. These were just over my head. I don't get it. Again, I apologize if I'm offending Cronenberg fans, but yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I don't believe this movie was ever released on VHS. I think it was only released as a bonus feature on some DVDs. It's on this one for sure with Fast Company, which is a really cool movie, actually. And maybe there's some other DVD versions of this out there, too. I don't know. But it is an interesting little curio if you want to see the early works of a renowned filmmaker, especially a popular one in this genre. Check them out. Maybe you like it better than I will. In fact, if you did, I'd like to hear from you. If you think these are good movies, especially this one here, let me know. Leave some comments down below and tell me how wrong I am. Tell me why I'm wrong. Can't say I'm going to totally agree with you, but hey, I can take it. So if I'm totally messed up on this one, let me know. It's called Crimes of the Future. You can get it on this DVD and perhaps some others. Let me know. Leave some comments down below. We will discuss it. Crimes of the Future. Watch it. Bye.